Robots can explore areas that we cannot safely visit. You can ski here. There are something like 3 meters of snow. I hear a knock at the door. I can hear a knock at the door. Even the best doctors can make a mistake. Can two opposing statements be true at the same time? Someone is knocking at the door. It might be Susan. No, it can't be Susan. She is in Paris now. He can't have seen the jewel. It has always been hidden and locked away. Can we sit down here? Yes, you can. In soccer, you can't touch the ball with your hands. Can I carry your books for you? Thank you. Can you give me the overview of online procedures? I can help contact him for you. They said nothing could be done. When I was young, I could walk 40 miles in a day. Until a few years ago, anyone could enter the museum for free. I couldn't see anything. I could ride it better myself. A regional conflict could break out. How could he know where we're going? It's 90 degrees outside. It couldn't snow tonight. Who could have foreseen such a dreadful thing? Could I ask you a question? Of course you can. I wonder if I could leave a message for her. Yes, certainly. Could you give me the address of the author of this article? Could I see a wine list, please? Scientists will finally be able to determine Mars' shape more accurately. I haven't been able to decide which dress would be appropriate. These ostrich-like dinosaurs could run as fast as 60 miles an hour. After a week, the pain began to ease slightly and Lisa was able to get up. Kay was able to visit us for a Thanksgiving weekend. Kay couldn't visit us for Thanksgiving last year. I cannot help laughing whenever I think of his joke. I cannot help but laugh whenever I think of his joke. I cannot praise this dictionary enough. I cannot praise this dictionary too much. May I copy this article for my class? Sure. You may park here if the driver remains in the vehicle. The opposite may be true. What I have planned may or may not actually happen. It may be expensive, but it's worth buying. Too much coffee may weaken bones. First-class passengers may carry 2 pieces of baggage. It may be safely said that Japan's agricultural policy is unique. May the new year be filled with peace and health for you. So that children may find it easier to read, I have simplified the writing a little. Whatever task you may choose to do, doing it differently often helps to do it more effectively. The clerk asked me if he might help me. The clerk said to me, "May I help you? Might I have a few moments of your time? You might at least let me have a brief answer to my email. Be careful, this medicine might make you drowsy. I might be spending several weeks in Edinburgh this summer. I might have said this before, but I can't emphasize it enough. They might well be working on nuclear inspections. You might well have various questions about BSE. We may as well go downtown. There's nothing interesting here. The world will very soon be an all-digital one, and we might as well get used to it. You might as well expect the river to flow backward as expect to change my opinion. To be admitted to the exams, you must have a student identification card. You must arrive on time, or you won't be seated. You must be careful when purchasing items on the internet. You mustn't believe anything my aunt tells you. You must come and see us when you come to San Francisco. You are right. This must be a joke. This cannot be a joke. This must not be a joke. There's an ambulance. Something must have happened to my neighbor. It can't have been that important. We couldn't have been seen, could we? Every creature must get old. Why must you lie to me? He said that I must complete the forms properly. Do I have to give up cookies in order to lose weight? Since I didn't have a car, I had to walk to the hospital. You don't have to wear helmets. She has to be stuck in traffic. She wouldn't be late otherwise. Just when I think life is okay, something bad has to happen. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't think you ought to talk to us like that. Do you think we ought to stop using this term? You ought to have emailed or called me earlier. I dialed 911 just now. An ambulance ought to be here soon. Why is she late? She ought to have arrived by now. I used to smoke 2 packs a day, but now I've quit. Did you used to play gangsters when you were a child? We didn't used to see so many hummingbirds in our garden. I used to live in California for 2 years. I lived in California for 2 years. There used to be volcanoes all over the face of the earth, and they were always erupting. Did you call Tom? Oh, no, I forgot. I'll call him now. Would you help me this morning? Yes, I will. Will you help with the packing? Will you be quiet? Won't you have a cup of tea? The baby won't eat anything. If you will wait in the next room, I'll be with you shortly. I will be happy to draw you a map if that will help. People will talk. Most woods will float on water. Don't call him. He will be having supper. If you call him now, he will be having supper when the call arrive. That will be the mail carrier ringing. When you answer the door, it will be the mail carrier who you see has been ringing it. You will clean the house and put it in order. If you click here, you will be taken to a web page that has 100 questions and their answers. I would belong to the Rotary Club. I used to belong to the Rotary Club. We would often consult with each other when we were stuck. We used to live in the same boarding house and would often sneak into each other's rooms at night. People would come out after dinner on summer evenings, and the town square would be alive with the sounds of laughter and music. Being obstinate in the extreme, he would not admit his mistake. The baggage just wouldn't fit in the car trunk. Would you please listen to the tape I've sent you? I would appreciate it if you would answer my question. Would you like to be a guest on a TV chat show in the UK? I would like to know more about this hardware. I would like to have visited the museum, but didn't have enough time. Would you mind taking that back to the library? I would rather you didn't do that sort of thing. He might leave this office. That would be regrettable. That bridge would be too far away from here. Any restaurant would be fine with me. We shall never forget the September 11th victims. After that you shall have lots of time to drive. Shall I make some coffee? Shall we have another game? You shall not use the OBN logo without permission from the OBN Corporation. All of the people shall be respected as individuals who shall be able to live without moral support. If you see anything unusual, you should call the police at once. You shouldn't believe everything you read in the newspapers. You should have submitted your application by the end of January. We should arrive at the airport in half an hour unless the traffic becomes worse. 2 hours have passed, so they should have finished dinner by now. The patient should have recovered, but he didn't. It is a good thing that Congress should have a chance to discuss the approaching war. It is a pity that he should have contempt for the homeless. On getting back to the hut, who should I meet but the captain himself? Why should I go to the police station? I should think she would be eager to attend. They demanded that Japan should increase motor vehicle imports from the United States. It was suggested that there should be a full discussion at the next meeting. Margaret glanced away lest he see the accusation in her eyes. He was worried lest she should tell someone what had happened. He was worried lest she tell someone what had happened. If you should run into difficulties, please tell us as soon as possible. I wonder if I should talk to him about it? If you make it with cream, you need not put in any eggs. Need I go into details? I didn't need to invest in the CD player right away after all. Later, he realized he need not have asked the question, and he wished he hadn't. She need not have mentioned that. Robots lead the way where rescue workers dare not go. For new initiates, the most daunting time is the first club meeting. Dare you go through the door? How dare you accuse me of lying? I dare say she'll marry one of them someday soon.